the fully turbulent flow assumption. I got a good question from a student via email last night, this morning actually, asking, well, what about this language in the homework assignment where it says the fully turbulent flow assumption? So let me tell you about that. The assumption is, assume that the water is flowing through a pipe at a high velocity. And the significance of that assumption means that the Reynolds number is going to be large. So here's the Jane equation that we use for calculating the Darcy-Weisbach friction factor F. And in the denominator, there are two terms. There's the relative roughness term within the denominator, and then there's the flow rate term, we could call it, flow dynamics term, or how turbulent is the flow, this second term. And so think about, algebraically, if you've got a really big Reynolds number, what does that do to this equation? So since the Reynolds number is in the denominator, if it's really, really big, then it makes this second term relatively small. So small that it can be neglected. So in cases where the flow velocity is high, the effective Jane equation could be just that you calculate F as 1.325 divided by the logarithm of K sub s divided by 3.7d, and then all that quantity in the denominator squared, without even bothering with the Reynolds number. So why would you use that fully turbulent flow assumption? You'd use it because sometimes we don't know the flow velocity, but we need to know F. And so if you don't know the V through the pipe, remember that in our previous example on Wednesday, we just started with some guess F value. I said, oh, let's begin with 0.02, just because it's like in the middle of the range. And then as we work through, then we'll update the F value. If you want to have a better estimate than just picking a number from thin air, you can always start with the fully turbulent flow assumption and get your F value that way. So it'll make your iteration converge more quickly if you start with a good guess of F. And then later on, we're going to go through some methods where it's especially important to be able to start with the fully turbulent flow assumption, where the solution maybe wouldn't converge if we just started with a random guess of F pulled from the air. So that's the assumption. And what it comes from, here's our Moody diagram. Remember that in the Moody diagram, there's part of the figure where the curves seem to be curved, and part of the diagram where they're more or less flat. Okay, so the transitional zone and what it's called here the rough turbulent zone, there's this dividing line, and that dashed line kind of divides the section of the figure where the F value is affected by Reynolds number. So an increase in Reynolds number is going to decrease the friction factor in that transition zone. But then once you get past this line, once you get to the right of it, it flattens out. So it's flattening out. What that means is it doesn't matter if you have a Reynolds number of 1 million or 10 million, the F value is going to be the same. So once you get beyond a certain Reynolds number, then any additional Reynolds number does not affect the F value. And so here from the perspective of the Jane equation, it's just if Reynolds number is big, the second part of that denominator term just falls out. So the implications here is this fully turbulent flow assumption is just a method to estimate the F value. Estimate it when you don't yet know the velocity. And what you do is you'd use that F value through your calculations, and then you will, in the end output of your calculations where you've used the estimated F, you're eventually going to know what the flow velocity is. And so you'll need to check your assumption. Anytime you make an assumption, you have to check to see if it was accurate. And this is no exception. So you recalculate your F value, and if the two match, like if the F value you get from the full Jane equation is the same as when you were invoking this fully turbulent flow assumption, if they match, then you don't need to make any further calculations. But if they're different, then you need to reiterate. You need to go back through all of your calculations again, adjusting with the new and improved F value. So that's the fully turbulent flow assumption. Just assume Reynolds number is big.